Welcome to my traumatic life story about how my week went behind bars in a system similar to Beyond Scared Straight. Only kinda. Before we get into that experience, you guys should know a little background information. I spent all of my grade school years and high school years with my best friend Emily. We did and went everywhere together, so naturally when her father, who happens to be the chief of police in our hometown, forces her to go to a police camp for a week following our 8th grade graduation, I decided I should tag along. Little did I know what I would be in for. In the days prior to police camp, I was super excited. I packed early, ready for a week of memories with my friend. The day our parents dropped us off at the academy, all the excitement was lost. I was a ball of nerves. When we arrived, the police officers seemed to be halfway decent people. They left a good impression with our parents, and I guess I could see how my parents thought it would be fine to leave us with these strangers for a week. It wasn't 30 seconds after the last car of parents left our sight when all hell broke loose. The officers had us standing outside in the 100-degree mid-July weather, standing at attention. For those who don't know, standing at attention consists of feet together with heels touching and toes facing out slightly. Hands have to be at your sides in tight fists. Most importantly, your knees have to be slightly bent. If the knees are locked, it will cut off blood flow to the feet. The officers demonstrated the importance of keeping the knees locked by kicking the back of our legs. Those whose legs were locked passed out in the midday sun. We had 5 campers pass out in the first 30 minutes. What type of first impression is that? I mean, my God, I stood there suppressing tears wondering what the hell I got myself into. We went to lunch after the session of pass-outs. We lined up in some dingy, poor-lit hallway. Here we were told to stand centimeters behind the person in front of you. All forms of eye contact were prohibited. If you made eye contact with an officer, you were expected to do 10 push-ups in front of everyone as a punishment. Soon, we learned that push-ups would be an everyday thing in the academy. It became normal. You were expected to do 10 push-ups for every letter of mail you received. Did I mention they didn't want you talking to your parents? I imagine they were scared of word getting out that this prestigious police academy was a hellhole. You had to do push-ups for mail, having perfume, having on makeup. For God's sake, I vaguely remember a girl who had to do 20 push-ups for breathing wrong. But with every push-up, you could expect the officers to be in your face, screaming, with spit flying. The food wasn't bad, though I couldn't stomach much. I've never been one to have anxiety before, but police camp definitely set me over the edge. I lost 10 pounds in 5 days because I couldn't get myself to finish even a cup of yogurt in one sitting. I remember my first night at police camp. I desperately wanted to call my mom and yell at her for leaving me with these savages, but you already know that was an ordeal. They discouraged any form of contact with our parents, and every phone call had to be monitored as if that stopped any of us from spreading the word that this place was hell on earth. Once our phone calls were over, Emily and I went back to our rooms to sleep. We spent the night talking about our concerns with surviving the week ahead. We were both just glad that we had each other to depend on throughout the week. This was an encouraging thought until I woke up to the sound of her crying. The only thing that had stopped me from crying myself to sleep that night was the question that had been burning a hole in my head all day. Did her dad know exactly what this week entailed? Did he know and send us away willingly with no warning? Because neither of us were under the impression that this week was going to be anything like this. The days after the first had blended together over the years. I came out of the academy with a bit of what I consider PTSD. I couldn't eat for weeks and I couldn't shake the instinct of calling everyone ma'am or sir. I was scared to stand with my legs locked, and I had nightmares of spit flying in my face all over again. It was like my mind was permanently wired to wake up automatically at 5 a.m. every day. The program wasn't all negative, however. I did learn a sense of respect, integrity, and even responsibility. I had a better understanding and appreciation for cops, even though they treated us as prisoners. A month after graduating from police camp, Emily and I started high school. Through the years, we've learned to joke about our traumatic experiences over that week. I'm glad we can joke about it because at the time, the academy was not laughing matters. Emily's little brother went to camp 2 years after us. I can't say we didn't warn him. Apparently, the officers manned up and treated the cadets like shit in front of the parents, instead of hiding it like they did with us. It's nice to know that both the cadets and the officers have grown since the year me and Emily went. The week at the academy gave me a sense of strength because if I could survive that, I could survive anything.